back to TubeTalk.
Welcome back to you too, Doug. How has your week been?
Pretty good, I guess.
You looked awesome in chess. You did the musical. Ended up being 36 weeks of training because of COVID and stuff, but it was amazing at Q Theatre. You were brilliant.
To last week, Warrior Falls ran a good third on Friday.
He did. Just needs a horse that needs a better track. Travelled up beautifully, but he just couldn't quicken on that soft 7 track. We've been unfortunate this prep. He keeps running the soft track, so we go to Mooney Valley next over 2,000 metres, and he gets back on a good track, and he'll be back in the winner's circle very quickly. He's an exciting horse.
And Stardom was a brave second at Gold Coast on Saturday.
He was carried big weights, 59.5 kilos, and ended up leading, which he normally doesn't do, but he just kept fighting and fighting. He's such a good, consistent horse, and a little bit of luck in the running next start over 2,400, and he'll be winning again. He's be nice to get him up a grade and dropping in weight again.
Sale had a very good second at Eagle Farm on Wednesday.
Didn't he? Another horse that was hit by weight. Carried 59 compared to the winner's 55.5. Had 2 lengths to make up on him on the turn and got to about half a length, stormed down the outside. He's racing in such good and consistent form. He might actually back up on his home track at Gold Coast next Wednesday, where he'll drop in weight.
Moving on to this week, we have 6 runners, starting with Mainstone Park at Taranaki on Saturday, race 4.
Yeah, and look, she's down to pretty much her last chance. She's a mare that always hits a flat spot, sort of the 600-800 metres, and the jockeys have to know that and ride her hard at that point. And if they do, she comes back underneath them and fights the line. And we haven't had the jockeys quite do that in their last couple of starts. So she's got an awkward barrier draw, but the track should suit. The mile is okay for her, and I wouldn't be discounting her, because if Leah Hemi gives her a hard ride, she'll keep finishing off. But she does need to perform in this start. This is her do-or-die start.
And then moving on, so all of these will be on Owsley at Saturday.
Yeah, good to have racing back at Owsley, Doug.
First one is Shabuya Costing, which is race 3.
Shibuya Costin, fresh up in race 3. As you can see from the video, very, very good trial. She's strengthened, she's come back really, really well. Awkward barrier draw of 10, and runs out 9.5 metres. Don't know whether we'll run her for that reason. If she doesn't, she'll go to Tauranga next Wednesday. So we might roll the dice and wait for that. If she does run from that draw, she's going to have to get back with cover, but she'll be running home really well. She's in for a very good preparation with Sam Spratt on board.
We have Make Time in race 5.
I don't mind a bit of track for him. He won 3 starts back. His last 2 starts have been okay. He was finishing off well for 6th last start. He's got a nice draw. He should be able to settle sort of a bit handier in the first 4 or 5. And if he does that, he's well. I don't mind the bit of track for him. He's a definite each-way chance, and I think he's a horse that's going to rack up quite a few wins over his career. So he's a horse just to keep sticking with.
And finally, Campari for race 9.
Doubtful starter, barrier 16, fresh up over 1,200 metres, rail out 9.5 metres. The only option for her there is to go back, and it means she'll be a long, long way off them. And she will run home well. She is coming up very, very well. But likely to be scratched and reserved to trial at Te Aroha next week and then kick off over 1,400.
Moving on to Shire. At Caulfield on Saturday, race 3, we have Skyman.
Skyman, one of our very good imports. 3 starts to Australia for 2 wins. Last start didn't suit him. He had a massive weight to carry over a mile at Mooney Valley. He didn't really handle Mooney Valley too well. He gets back to Caulfield where he's won. Craig Williams on board. Awkward barrier draw of 12, so he'll get back in the field. But he will be finishing off very strongly, and he's a good winning chance. It's a good field. There's a couple of very good horses in there, but he's one of them. He's going to go a long way, and he's a distinct winning chance.
And then finally we have Toowoomba race 7. At Toowoomba race 7 we have Alward.
In the Toowoomba Cup. Alward has come back really well. First up, he just got nailed and was in the wrong part of the track to run second. Second up, he was 3 wide without cover the trip and ran 5th, fought hard. So he gets barrier 2 on Saturday, 58 kilos, which is okay for him. He should get a lovely suck run along. 2,000 metres is his best distance. At $10, he's well over the odds. He can win this race. He can win the Toowoomba Cup. Really looking forward to seeing him run.
Now moving on to everyone's favourite segment, Bit of the Week. And this Bit of the Week is our Ellerslie Race 1 Power On.
It is, and we actually identified this race, Doug, and we were tossing up between a Scudo and Power On, and we've gone Power On. Impressive winner first up, and then it went to Wanganui, and I don't think it handled the track at Wanganui in a listed race. It's got Barrier 1 on Saturday. It's got Matt Cameron back on board. She'll get a lovely run with the rail out 9.5 metres, and I can see it running very, very well at good odds. Looked at a Scudo because it is a half to Eridani, and it also it won fresh up and has run some stakes races previously. So did toss up, but I just thought Power On getting onto a good track might be the value. So that is our Bet of the Week for this week, Doug.
And that is our Tube Talk.
And we might not be back next week because we may be away for a few days. So if we're not, we'll see everyone in 2 weeks' time. Bye.
Tavi Dance 3 and 4 deep, about to stoke up from De Niro. Well back Extreme Talk and also Skyman. Only 4 legs first to last. Empress Selassie comes up to the turn at the 400 metres, but here come the runs. No Saint at 4 deep and Tavi Dance sliding up 5 deep. Elsvin Seductive missed between horses, then Heavenly Emperor, and behind them Battle Talk needing a run from Skyman. Empress Selassie kicked for home at the 200 from Tavi Dance, who's had to make a sustained run. Skyman down the outside looks a real threat, but lugs in. 100 to go. Empress Selassie joined by Skyman. Skyman takes the lead. Punched Out will win. Skyman won the first 2 legs. Empress Selassie